How's it going, everyone? In this video, I want to give a spotlight to the upcoming free upgrades that you guys can expect for PS4 to PS5 games. There are a lot of games that I would like to see get a free upgrade. The one that I constantly mention is Red Dead Redemption 2. Remains to be seen if we'll ever get that, but we do have a plethora of games that will be getting free upgrades in the year 2023, and I feel like we should give mention to them. Got quite a few games to go over, 7 in total. But let's get right into it, and let's start things off with one of the most anticipated games on the PlayStation 4, and that was 2015's Fallout 4. I remember when Fallout 4 was announced, and the build-up leading into E3 of 2015 was gargantuan for Fallout 4. You know, Bethesda at this point doesn't have everyone's goodwill, so to speak, but back then, in the year 2015, people were pretty damn excited for Fallout 4. When it ultimately came out, the game had a plethora of issues, and I feel most people did not see the game at the level of Fallout 3 nor Fallout New Vegas. I still thought it was a pretty good little game. Obviously, as is the case with the majority of Bethesda titles, the shortcomings do come on consoles from a performance standpoint. A lot of bugs, a lot of glitches, things like that. It's almost become kind of a charm to Bethesda titles, but I still had fun with Fallout 4, but now, with Fallout 4 getting a next-generation upgrade on PlayStation 5, it is going to look and play much better. It was noted the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series versions will be available as free upgrades for existing owners of the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One version. New elements include performance mode features for high frame rates, quality features for 4K resolution gameplay, bug fixes, and bonus Creation Club content. I'm sure more information will be rolled out as far as what this upgrade will entail in the near future once we get closer to the release. But Fallout 4 is still a pretty good game, and at this point, you can get that Game of the Year edition for around like $19.99, $14.99, around that price point, and, you know, I wouldn't jump into it right now, especially, you know, if you have a PS5, why play it right now when it's gonna only get so much better once this upgrade does drop? It's what I said about Witcher 3 for a long time. In the case of Witcher 3, CD Projekt Red did decide to go the route of dropping the upgrade, I should say, and then upping the price of the game. So be mindful of that. Maybe if Fallout 4 is a game you're wanting to check out, pick up the Game of the Year edition while it's on sale and avoid that hassle. But nonetheless, that will be coming in 2023. Next up, a game that I really enjoyed, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, will be coming to PS5 and Xbox Series with a free upgrade. Alongside that, it'll be getting Season Pass 2. I'll talk about that in a second, but we already got some before and after images of DBZ Kakarot on PS4 versus PS5. Looks much better on PS5, and on top of that, the game will be performing better as well. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is a very, very good game. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend the game as your first foray into the DBZ story. I know that was the idea of the game, and you could do it that way. There are some jarring elements that are cut out of the game, and I didn't completely understand why. I'm sure, you know, from a developer's point of view, it just made sense to cut specific things out, but some of the things were actually pretty notable. You still get the overarching narrative, no question about that, and it does a good job of recreating. Like, bear in mind, DBZ is like, what, a 250 episode anime, and yes, there was a ton of filler, but you're getting all of that in the context of an open world action RPG with a lot of additional content as well, so concising that into a single video game, that's a pretty impressive feat. Like, initially when DBZ Kakarot was announced, I thought it was only gonna be from the beginning until the end of the Frieza arc, and then they'll do more titles, because that's kind of what they did with Legacy of Goku, if you remember that series on GBN. I thought we were going to be in for that as well. Thankfully, it was the entirety of the anime, but I think there was potential to split it up. What they did do is a lot of season pass content, a lot of downloadable content, some of that content DBZ from DB Super, I should say, and then they also have an episode that's the Trunks episode, Future Trunks' timeline, and now we're getting Season Pass 2. There's going to be more content revealed for Season Pass 2, but what we know already is going to be Bardock Alone Against Fate. That is the Bardock story. I remember as a kid, I watched the Bardock movie on VHS over and over again, hoping for a different outcome at the end. I don't really think I have to say spoilers at this stage of the game. And yeah, that's gonna be a nice addition as well. DBZ Kakarot will be released as a physical version on PlayStation 5 and Series as well, I believe at $19.99, so that's gonna be a good price point. Obviously, the additional content is gonna be a separate purchase, so bear that in mind. Sticking with the Dragon Ball note, Dragon Ball FighterZ will also be coming to PS5 and Xbox Series. Along with that, rollback netcode will be implemented into the game as well. With the latest update, released a few weeks ago, we believe Dragon Ball FighterZ has been tuned to its finest, so there are no future plans for new characters or balance adjustments, but we have decided to implement rollback netcode to Dragon Ball FighterZ. And they also announced with the upcoming release of the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S versions, the rollback netcode system is implemented. The PlayStation 4 version will be compatible with the upgrade program, while the Xbox One version will be compatible with smart delivery. Obviously, I would expect some visual improvements, some performance improvements. The game already ran fine, but it'll be even better on PS5 and Xbox Series with that free upgrade rolling out. Next up, this is of an upcoming game. Resident Evil 4 Remake is in fact getting a PlayStation 4 version, and it will be getting a free upgrade to its PS5 counterpart. Now, the PS5 version is going to be priced at $59.99, as is the PS4 version. This one was a little bit surprising because initially we had thought that this was going to be a next-generation exclusive, and in fact, it's not getting an Xbox One release. I'm sure Capcom did some studying and realized, yo, it doesn't make any sense to put this game on Xbox One. It probably wasn't worth the time or the investment, and people that want it on Xbox are going to buy it on Xbox Series. I guess that would be the reasoning. And over in Japan, the PlayStation 4 is still probably something a lot of people are playing games on, so you can roll it out over there in Japan. You can also roll it out on PS4 here stateside, so, you know, the Xbox One isn't that big in Japan, so it makes more sense. I understand why they're doing a PS4 version. I was just a little bit surprised by it, but if you do end up buying the RE4 Remake on PS4, you will be getting a free upgrade to the PS5 version as well, so that's quite nice. This is a game that a lot of people are incredibly excited about. I often see this game talked about as, you know, specific people's most anticipated game of 2023. I think it's number 2 for me behind Final Fantasy 16, but man, if RE4 is number 1 for you, I can't put slight against that at all. Resident Evil 4 was the Resident Evil game that I grew up on. I played it on PS2, I played it on Nintendo Wii, and now that we're getting a full-on remake on PS4, PS5, that's gonna be fantastic. And, you know, I love the Resident Evil 2 remake, but Resident Evil 2 wasn't a game that I really grew up with, so I really couldn't appreciate it as much as a lot of other people. Oh, Resident Evil 4, you best believe that this is a remake I'm absolutely going to appreciate, and I am incredibly excited about it, as it is scheduled for a release on March 24th alongside a free upgrade. Next up, Assassin's Creed Mirage, another upcoming title coming in 2023, coming to PS4 and PS5. Now, this is a smaller scale Assassin's Creed title. If you actually look up the price of Assassin's Creed Mirage, it's not a full price game. Rather, it is going to be priced at $49.99, and given that it's Ubisoft, a game being $50 and not $60, that should tell you something. So it is going to be a smaller experience. In the 9th century, Baghdad is at its heights, leading the world in science, art, innovation, and commerce. Amid its bustling urban landscape, a conflicted young orphan with a tragic past must navigate the streets to survive. Assassin's Creed Mirage, you play as Basim, a cunning street thief with a nightmarish vision seeking answers and justice. I feel like I've made my opinions on Assassin's Creed pretty well known, but if this is a bit of a return to form for AC, might be something I'm gonna check out at the very least on PS4. If you are picking up there, you will be getting a free upgrade. Lastly, with PSVR2 on the horizon, there are a lot of PlayStation VR titles that some of you guys might own. Want to highlight 2 of those games that will be getting free upgrades if you do have them on PS4 into the PSVR2 version. Obviously, you're going to have to buy the VR2 headset, which that already looks to be a nightmare with how expensive that is, and then the launch lineup having so many games. But let's be real, it is going to be an enthusiast item at first, and people that are interested in it are probably just going to buy it. But nonetheless, Pistol Whip, a very notable VR action shooter, that'll be getting a free upgrade into PlayStation VR 2. This has been a pretty well-received VR title with an 82 on Metacritic, so that'll be something you can check out on VR2 if you already own the game on PS4. And then Zenith, the MMORPG coming to PlayStation VR that marries vibrant visuals with exciting action-adventure gameplay set generations after a cataclysmic event known as the Fracture. Immerse yourself in an engrossing tale as mortals and gods do battle to prevent a catastrophe from striking again. Use the power of Essence, the magical lifeblood of all living beings. You'll grow increasingly powerful as you adventure with other players, meeting a colorful cast of champions and villains along the way. So that will be dropping alongside VR2 when it does release in February. Zenith initially dropped on PlayStation 4 earlier this year, but that is going to do it for me. Those are all the free upgrades that we know about. As we hear about more, this list will continue to expand. I'm still waiting on Red Dead Redemption 2, and then there's other smaller games that I'd like to see get an upgrade that probably will unfortunately never happen. A game like Mafia Definitive Edition. That'd be great to see that game running at 60 frames per second, but yeah, it's not realistic to expect expect every title, and Mafia was already a budget release on PlayStation 4. I don't expect that to get an upgrade. But Red Dead Redemption 2, I don't expect that to get a free upgrade, but at some point, I do expect that to get an upgrade and a PlayStation 5 release. I highly, highly doubt Rockstar is going to give that away for free, since they know how to monetize their games, so there you go with that. But that's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know which of these free upgrades you're the most excited for, which free upgrades you'd like to see in the future as well. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.